Pisces, Aries, Cuspers. If your life feels like it's quietly falling apart or finally coming together, this is not your imagination. The next 18 months are about to change the direction of your life. One door is closing, another is opening, and Spirit wants you to know why. Welcome in, my beautiful Pisces, Aries, Cuspers, and welcome back to the Mystical Wolf Soul Tribe. So after doing your monthly reading, I sat and looked at the different themes of what should we dive into for the CUSP collective. And with the big energy shifts that's happening, the nodes that have shifted signs, and we're having this eclipse season, that inspired me to see and dive into the energy of what does this beautiful collective at the Mystical Soul Tribe need to know about the next 18 months? I mean, we are entering a very different chapter, right? The North Node moves into Aquarius, the South Node moves into Leo, bringing some new eclipse cycles around for identity, community, independence, visibility, and the future that you're building. And it's going to hit every one of us differently, right? Depending on our rising signs and where does Leo, Aquarius, Pisces fit where in our chart and where in those houses, right? But we're going to dive into your cusp sign, your sun sign, you know, with even the Leo solar eclipse on the 12th, the Pisces lunar eclipse on between the 27th and 28th, depending on where you are. It all feels like the energy of a major turning point that I feel like this reading is going to be very personal for you. All right, so let's dive in. We do have from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, we've got using the Mystical Shaman Oracle. We're going to be using the Gaia Oracle, and then we're going to be using the Stained Glass Tarot. So your first oracle that came out is Magic 33. 33 could be a significant number, or the number 3 could be significant. Magic. Spirit is saying, remember your magic. My Pisces, Aries, Cuspers, remember your magic. Thank you for being in. Thank you for hitting the like button, beautiful souls. I'm also getting here that I don't mean magic in a complicated way. All right, when I say remember your magic, I'm talking about the part of you that knows when something is meant for you. You know, that feeling in your stomach, that sudden idea, that strange coincidence, that little voice that says, go this way. You've probably experienced moments where you do something before you've had proof. Spirit's saying over the next 18 months, you're going to have to just trust your knowing more than ever. Not because everything is going to make sense immediately. You may not even understand why one door closes, or you may not even understand why there's a person that's leaving. You may not understand why suddenly you're being pulled towards something completely different. And Spirit's saying, trust the unfolding. There's more happening behind the scenes than you can even currently see. 33. Right? This could be a number that you're currently seeing. It could be a life path number. It could be a synchronicity, a meaningful date, age, maybe the 3rd of March. All right, for some of you, something happened the 3rd of March, will be happening the 3rd of March. You could be age 33. This could be, you know, the number 3, your house number. Just, yeah, it could be an angel number. Take what resonates, beautiful souls. Let's dive deeper here. We have the Moonlight Goddess, all right? Repressed emotions, healing, and reflection. And number 2, all right? Number 2 is also the High Priestess number, all right? Number 2, balance, all right? All right. I'm hearing your angels are with you during this time. Look at the moons, or the portals, the boons, both, on both the heads. Spirit is showing me that this transformation isn't only happening externally, it's happening emotionally. It's very emotional what's happening for you. Some of you have become incredibly good at functioning while hurting. You get up, you go to work, you take care of everyone, you smile, you keep moving. But underneath it all, there's this emotions you've never fully allowed yourself to feel. I feel like the next 18th month might just bring some of those feelings back to the surface. Not to punish you, not to overwhelm you, but because you're finally strong enough to heal these things. So from the time when this eclipse season starts and through this next 18 months, all right, I'm hearing you ready to heal your emotions. You cannot fully step into a new timeline while carrying every emotional wound into the new timeline, right? Into the new one. You can't take what's from the old into the new. I'm hearing if sometimes during the next 18 months or even now during the month of August, if you suddenly feel more emotional, it's something about you remembering the past. If certain people's situations are coming back into your thoughts, I'm hearing don't automatically assume you're going backwards. All right? You may actually be releasing or clearing the last layer. 332 could be significant for some of you. If you want to search even the angel number 332, you can. So this is the biggest area of change is the Page of Swords. It's almost feeling like your social world, the people around you. You know, Page of Swords is curious, it's watching, it's learning, it's asking questions. Especially look how he's looking towards the horizon. This may be about your future. Pisces, Aries, CUSPers. There may just be also some pauses at some periods. I had to pause during this video. All right, something about pauses as well. All right, perhaps pausing to learn something or watch something or be curious, ask questions. Yeah, we're clarifying this Page of Swords with the Three of Cups reversed. The people around you, right? The Three of Cups. Maybe somebody else is watching you, learning about you, asking questions about you, or gathering information. Whether it's you or someone else about the people around you. I'm hearing Spirit saying that you're becoming much more selective as well about who has access to you. Some of you may realize that certain friendships no longer feel the way they used to. Messages, notifications could be significant. Some of you may stop participating in gossip, drama, or situations that leave you emotionally drained. And here's the interesting part is you may not even have a big argument. You may simply just stop showing up. You may even start to realize that your energy is precious and you're no longer interested in explaining yourself to people who have already decided who they think you are, right? North Node in Aquarius also talks about finding your authentic place within the collective. This isn't necessarily about becoming isolated. It's about you finding your people, your tribe, your people, right? The people who understand the person that you're becoming, all right? I'm seeing the number 4 could be significant for some of you. All right, let's dive in deeper and see what is ending over the next 18 months. The Sun reversed. Clarify. The Devil. Leo and Capricorn energy. Very powerful. This is what's ending. Something that once looked like happiness may no longer be enough. All right. Something about like the sun reverse can also be about the energy of dimmed confidence, feeling a little bit maybe disconnected from joy, trying to convince yourself that you're happy because something looks good from the outside. And the devil, it's like I'm getting the energy of something about attachment being broken, something to do with a relationship, a job, a lifestyle, a belief, maybe an addiction to approval, the need to control everything, the need to be needed, or even the habit of staying somewhere simply because it's familiar. And I want to say this carefully, that you don't have to force any sort of ending, all right? This eclipse's energy is also simply eliminating what you can no longer ignore. Something that maybe you once tolerated, that maybe you won't tolerate that anymore. Something that you once chased, you're going to stop chasing it, all right? Something that you once thought you couldn't live without, you may finally realize that you can. All right? What is destiny bringing in? So we have the Knight of Cups reversed. All right. Very interesting. Let's have a look here. And the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Something about here comes your perfect person. Instead of this is definitely not the energy like what Spirit is saying. I don't feel like it's something about your perfect person. It's not about here comes your perfect person. Okay. So what they're actually saying here is, instead, I'm hearing to look, there's something about a lesson around emotional independence and self-worth. All right. Maybe some of you have been looking outside of yourself for validation, or wishing for someone just to choose you, or waiting for someone to rescue you, or waiting for someone to tell you that you're enough. And Spirit saying, whatever this is that that you've been waiting for, wanting, is that this chapter is ending. All right. The Knight of Cups, also I'm getting the energy of the emotional, because the Knight of Cups is reversed, the emotional inconsistency, or the idolizing something that isn't quite what it appears. Even the Nine of Pentacles reversed is the energy of, can you feel valuable even when nobody else is validating you? That becomes part of your destiny, all right? For some, this could absolutely be something about how your relationships affect your relationships, all right? You may maybe stop entertaining people who give you crumbs. You may stop romanticizing the potential. You may even finally realize, or finally say, like, I don't want almost, I want what's real, all right? For others, this can be career and money, all right? Learning to value your own talents. Learning to not undercharge, all right? Learning not to accept less simply because you're afraid there won't be another opportunity. Okay, so what is the biggest challenge that you're going through over the next 18 months? Two of Wands and the Fool. Something about choosing the unknown. The biggest challenge, may be about choosing the unknown. All right. The Two of Wands is the energy of standing at the edge. All right. That you're seeing the possibilities. You know there's more, but a part of you may be still wanting to look back. All right. The Fool's looking forward. Here in the Two of Wands, he's looking back. He's not looking towards the world at the possibilities. I feel like maybe at some point you just have to take that first step. All right. You don't need the entire plan. You don't need to know what month everything will happen. You just need to know. You don't need everyone also to agree with your decisions. All right. You just simply need enough courage to begin. This could be something about moving, changing careers, starting something independently, leaving a relationship and becoming independent, or being on your own, or starting a business, going back to school. Maybe this is you traveling or changing your lifestyle, or simply becoming a completely different version of yourself. The challenge is not knowing whether the path exists. The challenge is trusting yourself trusting yourself enough to walk it, all right, without looking backwards. What is the biggest blessing coming in? 5 of Cups. And the King of Wands. Perhaps a fire sign, maybe. So a fire sign could be significant, or this could be about you. That's your beautiful message, the most beautiful message coming through this whole reading, alright? Because I'm hearing that actually your blessing is going to come through something that you once considered a loss. Something that disappointed you. Five of Cups, right? A disappointment. Something didn't happen the way you wanted it to. Someone maybe didn't show up the way you hoped, alright? There's a door that closes, a dream that changes, and then the King of Wands is about confidence, leadership, passion, purpose, fire, alright? What you thought maybe was rejection maybe might just become redirection. Something about you becoming stronger because of what didn't work out, or you become clearer about what disappointed you, or maybe a fire sign disappointed you, or someone, masculine energy, strong fire placements could have disappointed you. Something about you also becoming more confident because you had to rebuild yourself. And eventually you look back and you actually say, I'm actually grateful for that thing, or that didn't work out, or it didn't work out with that person, or whatever that is for you, all right? Something that disappointed you, that didn't work out, and you're going to be grateful for it, and that is going to be the blessing, all right? Let's dive in deeper here and see, who do you become? All right. 6 of Cups. And the 4 of Swords. 6 and 4 makes 10. Closing out a cycle for a new cycle. This is beautiful, all right? I'm hearing you will become softer, but stronger. All right? That duality of soft and strong. All right? The 6 of Cups is about, I'm hearing the energy of coming back to yourself, your innocence, your joy, your creativity. Parts of you that existed before a life became complicated. Like the 4 of Swords is like you finally learn how to rest, all right? That you stop constantly fighting, you stop trying to fix everything or others, or you stop feeling like everything is dependent on you. You understand that peace is also productive, all right? Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, let's see here. This card wanted to come out before we look at the bottom. Something that something used to give you anxiety or stress. All right, that's gonna come to an end. All right. Chariot. This is like your hidden power after the healing, all right? After all the reflection, the releasing, I'm hearing you move, you choose. I'm hearing you like take the wheel, all right? You climb behind the wheel of a vehicle and you just know where you're going. You won't need anyone to understand your direction, right? Your Pisces side, the Pisces in you learns to trust. The Aries in you learns to act. And together, duality, you create something incredibly powerful. Letting go of this. Pisces, Aries, Cuspers, like, Spirit's bringing me back to one message is that you're not losing yourself. You are losing a version of yourself that was created around some sort of survival. The next 18 months might actually change your friendships, the people around you, your priorities, your relationships, your confidence, your goals, maybe even your definition of happiness. And there may even be moments when you might just wonder that, why doesn't my old life feel like home anymore? All right? Because you're growing, you're awakening, you're becoming someone who needs different things, and that's okay. I'm hearing, don't force yourself back into spaces that you've already outgrown. Don't chase people who keep showing you that they cannot meet you where you're going. Don't be afraid of the empty spaces between the chapters as well. Sometimes, that empty space isn't punishment, right? It's preparation. The old door closes, and for a little while, there's nothing there. And then suddenly, magic, right? A new idea, a new person, a new opportunity, a new version of you. And you just realize that that space was never actually empty. It was just waiting for you to become ready. All right, my beautiful Pisces, Aries, Cuspers, say this, like, I trust the changes unfolding in my life. I trust the changes unfolding in my life. I release what no longer belongs to me. I release what no longer belongs to me. I trust my intuition. I trust my intuition. I honor my healing. And I courageously step into the future meant for me. And I courageously step into the future that is meant for me, and you honor your healing. You can also affirm, I'm ready for my next chapter. I am ready for my next chapter. Because you are Pisces, Aries, Cusper. You are ready for your next chapter. Thank you for liking the video, being subscribers, turning on notifications, leaving comments. And beautiful soul, just remember that you don't have to know the entire path. You only need to know enough. You only need actually enough courage to take the next chapter. They take the next step, all right? Into the next chapter. The old version of you got you here, all right? The new version of you now, today, is going to take you somewhere where you've never been before. Until next time, keep trusting your intuition, keep following your heart, and never forget actually how powerful you truly are. I'm sending you all so much love. I believe in you, and I'll see you in the next one.